I'm back with y'all. What's this called? I said I wasn't gonna do it, but I did. But I said like this while I was doing it because of another reason, but it's okay. But what I was gonna say? What's my school? Um, ooh, ooh, I think I took the wrong. Wait a minute, child. I gotta tuck it right. Okay. But now, okay, I'm back with y'all. Water side reading. I'm gonna try to keep it though. I tried to though. If you watch the Earth one, that should be getting ready to upload in a minute. It takes a minute. You just gonna have to do half and half. If you watch that one though, Earth sign first 6 minutes because the phone had cut off or whatever the case is. So somebody called and interrupted it, and so I tried to edit it through storage, all that different type of thing. So I was just like, look. That was the fifth try. So about 6 minutes of it, I still hit home. So let's see is what it is. But this is for the monthly love reading for water signs. So let's go. Singles on the bottom. I explained how I do singles first. Sometimes it trickle over into a relationship. Some of y'all be single and don't know y'all single. Some of y'all be in a relationship and don't know y'all be in a relationship. And then sometimes some of y'all be lying about being in a relationship, and that's why people be coming to tarot. Be trying to figure it out. Whatever the case may be. So let's go. Baby. So let's go. Things on the bottom. I'm using the Wild Unknown. Overall mood, we got the Power Reverse. Ooh. All right, let's go. First card out, we got Five of Cups. Let's go out and get you some sun. Five of Cups. It's the lead of that card. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You got Five of Swords and you got the Hangman. You got the Devil. You got the Devil. Season of Depression. I would say that much. Um, Strength. What's that? Strength. Devil and Strength. It could be the Shadow though. Got Ace of Pentacles. Son of Swords. The Moon. Nine of Knives. God of Pentacles. Ooh, these are bad cards. I would say that though. Jesus. That's why someone's calling me over here to these. Okay. What we got? Then we got Daughter of Swords versus the Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, I like it though, because the Wheel of Fortune it got the owl, it got the crescent moon on top. And it's basically just seeing it for what it is though, like this tower type moment though. If it was upside down, then it would just basically the moon or whatever the case may be, like the illusions, like we see that it's out, like getting through a hard time, not being able to necessarily move forward or trying to see some new start. Because you got Mother of Cups here. We got Three of Cups here. We got the Tower here. We have the Magician here. And we got the, how many swords is this? I mean, y'all. I think it's 8 or 7. I think it's 8. Let me see. There's another one out here. Y'all know that shit blows me every time. It's not. It's 8. Yeah, that's 8. And then we got 7 of swords, though. Ooh, let's go. Seven of Swords reverse where it speaks of the fox energy, but like the fox could be like an adaptable style of energy, but the Seven of Swords is necessarily like getting out of the truth, like necessarily turning over some sort of new leaf. The It's like turning over some sort of new leaf. Where was I? Okay, and then you got the upright, you got 8 of Wands or whatever the case may be. So that's like fast paced movement or whatever the case may be. Some of y'all could be working with magic or some of the elements though. But the Magician reverse speaks of like requiring everything that it is that needs to know before you necessarily make the first move. For some of y'all though, this is learning about some ill intent or malicious style type behavior. Then you got the Tower though. Like some of y'all are avoiding like coming to those abrupt situations. The Three of Pentacles. This could be in like moments that's not necessarily like celebratory moments. It's kind of like those low type moments, like not being able to deal with the set of losses and like cutting out certain people or certain things because you got a mother of cups. The mother of cups speaks in this deck where it is like someone that is, I tell you, when our queen of cups necessarily is kind of like a person that could be in a state of like emotionally drained, where it's like that's the card where you should be necessarily checking on yourself before you check on somebody else. I would say that though. You got a five of cups energy and play with the devil and the strength. I told you the devil and the strength are two ones that don't go hand in hand. And you got the you got the what's this, Knight of Pentacles, and you also got the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Some of y'all I kind of feel like this is emotional immaturity, downright stubbornness. I will say that though it could be in a sense of style where it's like shadow type work that is needed or past life work. Five of Cups, this could be in a place too where like you're like sinking into a dark space though with the cups on top. That's necessarily not trying to lift your head up because it's like those emotional blowbacks of situations. I thought somebody feel like if they lift their head up, like, oh my God, if I get up to one more goddamn thing, it's kind of like the cups, like this situation is going to trickle over. The devil with the strength, you hear me say those two hand in hand. This energy where it speaks of kind of like the stronghold that somebody has on them. Like, am I willing? This is the infinity, what goes in, what goes out, like that type of energy. So it's kind of like, how do I necessarily be able to move forward? But I feel like it's a downright type stubbornness or not being able to see some mental type clarity. I will say that you got Five of Swords, so this could be cutting something out or someone in though. But you also got Ace of Pentacles with the Page of Swords reversed with the Nine of Cups. So this Five of Swords, this could be somebody that's very grip, like they grips you with words. Like that's why the Seven of Swords came out. So it's kind of like somebody who talks a good game, but ideally end up in a good situation because you got the Nine of Cups, where all the cups necessarily fall over. Ace of Pentacles going back to their manifestation work or calling in or to some newness beginning or whatever the case may be. This Son of Swords is kind of like somebody gets another chance, like to be in somebody else's business. I will say that though. So it's like that minding or whatever. So some of y'all may be dealing with that though. Somebody may be lying. Page of Swords is a flighty type energy though. Father of Swords, them too. That's kind of like that know it all. You know? Ugh. I would say that though with somebody who speaks of. Anyway, you got the Hangman here. I told you that's like letting it go. The Moon and the Nine of Swords with the Knight of Swords. You got the Knight and the Sun against each other though, and the Father of Swords though. Mm-hmm. Some of y'all maybe this Five of Cups, like you hear me saying the Hangman though, I feel like sitting in this idle position with not losing something or wanting to relinquish some sort of power, like you hear me saying a relationship or let go of certain things. I kind of feel like that though. Because you got the Moon and the Nine of Knives. It's stress. Like it's kind of like somebody keeps adding on to their plate, adding on to their plate, adding on to their plate instead of just like relinquishing something though, like cutting something out though. So I really feel like that though. So it could be communication that is necessarily needed, or it could be how somebody's going about communication. But I have been saying seasonal depression is on the rise. I will say that though. Okay, what's two cards came out? Three of Wands, and we got the vulture. Three of Wands, or whatever the case may be. Like I said, and the Father of Pentacles though. Some of y'all, I kind of feel like if it's like a relationship or whatever the case may be, it's kind of like travel needed, going outside, getting some new type of start, and new beginning. You had a High Priestess here too. Some of y'all just dealing with like the relationship aspect. This won't be like doing the relationship aspects though, because I'm telling you. Wait a minute, I gotta pause because for different readings, like with the Earth sign reading, it was pure relationship. With y'all, it's like it never sticks. Like you hear me say with each and every sign, be like, God damn. But you got Three of Wands, you got the Scorpionic energy, the Father of Pentacles, and the High Priestess, though. For some of y'all, though, I kind of feel like this is like movement or needing to get away or get out of some sort of situation, like some sort of ending. I would say that, though, it's kind of like somebody stuck, complete in the race or whatever the case may be, and somebody doesn't want. For some of y'all, this could be in a singlehood to where it's like stability. Somebody wants stability. This high priestess energy is reversed, or whatever the case may be. For some of you, it's not listening to your intuition or being very intuitive when it comes to certain informations. Because, like, if you in the Father of Swords, where I know, or in a revealing type energy, or whatever the case may be, it could be like a stuck, stagnant energy. For some of y'all, though, it's kind of like two different people. I would say that though, because you got a King of Pentacles here with the Knight of Pentacles, and then you got the Father of Swords, and then you got the Son of Swords and the Page of Swords. So it's like two different people that's in a relationship. So I would say that though. I would say that those two different people with kids, or two different baby daddies, or whatever the case may be. I don't know. We'll see though. But for one of y'all, come on. Whew. You got two of swords though. I would say that though. Then we had what flew out, the Five of Pentacles though. But somehow this could be about financial type matters. So I would say that though. Because it's kind of like three kids, two different baby daddies, or it could be you got one kid with somebody else, somebody has an outside kid. Not an outside kid saying like that though, but it's like the blending of two households though. Because some of y'all trying to get on a new start though. I would say that though, because it's a total of three kids. I would say that though, it's a total of three kids though, but for some of y'all trying to move to a space of or get some sort of new beginning, but it's like a truth that's coming about. And so I kind of feel like somebody else is like their kid, like it's kind of like a secret kid or something else. It's like coming out about. We got Mother of Cups that flipped up, right? Two of Pentacles. But no, back to this High Priestess though. And this King of Pentacles, I kind of feel like if it's an argument or a relationship, though, or whatever the case may be, it's like two people, you hear me say, in the state of. Like, if you already bad, I think you around some feel bad ass energy. Like, you hear me say that, though. So, the Five of Cups is to be in like a depressive type state. It's a mourning. It's like a grief of losing something in your life where you necessarily don't know how to hold on to, ideally, though. Or it's like the minor depression, but it's like working its way through that experience, though. So when you come into this, I kind of feel like it's kind of like somebody else that's adding to the feel bad energy. I would say that though, because the High Priestess with the Two of Swords, it's kind of like, oh, you're going to see this, and like the way that somebody's going about it, or whatever the case may be, when it comes to an intuitiveness or revealing type nature, I kind of feel like for you, it's kind of pushing you in a position to see things exactly for what they are, because you got a Two of Pentacles and a Nine of Pentacles. If somebody been playing both sides, whether it comes to relationship or understanding, I kind of feel like if it's the financial stability that you are seeking at this point, like somebody has their own, like if you're in a relationship, it's kind of like this person, like say when you got a whole bunch of kids or whatever the case may be. No, I don't know how to break that down. Wait a minute, I break that down as soon as I get through with these cards. You got the Hermit and the Ace of Swords, and then you got the Four of Cups. You got the Lovers in the World. Damn. Okay, so let's get it. This Father of Pentacles with the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, I got one child. Bam. Over here, it's like the Father of Swords and it's two people that got a kid. Then you got the Mother of Cups. Where the fuck does the Mother of Cups comes in? Is this like a parent, a person, or ideally is this you or your own energy though? So that's why I said if you leaving one situation, going to another, it's kind of like somebody's coming out of feel bad energy and moving to another energy. I would say that though. Because with this I'm telling you, it's like somebody trying to. It's like, oh, we broke up, we this, da 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 da. Boom, bam. Somebody leaves something, one situation, and they walk into another, and that's what it kind of feels like, though. It was like somebody was juggling, and somebody had the force to choose to pick a side, though. Somebody was more independent, or necessarily somebody that's very self-gain, or that could be with somebody saying, "Oh, you're selfish, you're this." Da, 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 da. Like you get what I'm saying, and it's kind of like one of y'all are retracting from a sense of truth and not being honest, or whatever the case may be, because you got a Four of Cups and the Lovers, and somebody's mourning about some opportunity that they necessarily missed out on, or whatever the case may be, because you got the World as well. So it's kind of like the wheel is spinning or a situation is spinning. I would say that though, because over here we got the Two of Cups though. That's why I said it's weird though. It's kind of like some like it's this. I don't know what to say. It's a plain type energy. I would say that though. You got Father of Cups reversed. That's a cold hearted energy. Okay, there we go. We getting somewhere now. Somebody said, God dang. Three of Pentacles. Ooh. Who is this? Five. Ah, shit. Wait a minute. Mother Wands on the bottom of the deck. All these fell out. these is. Wait. You got Seven of Wands, Daughter of Wands. What's it is? Mother of Pentacles. Ooh. I'm thinking of this is a messy situation. Somebody leave one situation, goes to the next. Da, 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 da. Then you got the Eight of Cups reversed. Then you got Six of Wands reversed. Then you got the Chariot. Then you got the Six of Cups, which is reversed. Then you got Mother of Swords, which is reversed, and the Empress, which is reversed. Damn. Like, wait a minute. For some of y'all though, like if this is mother cups and like for me, look, if you single or whatever the case may be, for some of y'all I feel like it's co-parenting or whatever the case may be. I kind of feel like it's emotional type aspects. So if you're in a relationship and you left one, I feel like the flare up is just being on the both sides and trying to make shit work. Because the daughter of wands, I tell you, this is the knight of wands. This could be a very jealous energy because you got the mother of pentacles. So if this is like the King of Pentacles was to be financially stable or whatever the case may be, or this feminine, it's kind of like somebody's making a fuss about a financial type aspect though, because the Knight of Wands can be a very jealous, show offy style of energy though. So it's kind of like that's my man, like that type of energy, and it's like sweet, hold on, simmer down, stop, or whatever the case may be. So it's like having to go through those situations, like you or somebody else. Then you got Eight of Cups, which is Six of Wands and a Chariot energy. So for some of y'all, though, it's kind of like in cups type placement, though. Like somebody doesn't want to see how something was emotionally shattered and taking accountability, though. So somebody wants to return or coming back from an emotional standpoint of, oh, well, we was together, we was this, da 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 da, you know, all those different types of things. But it's kind of like, but look at this shit. Everything is fucking shattered. And the Six of Wands, though, in the metamorphosis phase where we talk about the Two of Pentacles, it was like, it didn't even get a chance to. So I said it, it was like, it didn't even get a chance to because the Six of Wands is like being stuck, resistant, not necessarily feeling like you're being seen at this type of moment, though. So it feels like, I said this before, I was like, a lot of niggas with the Six of Cups, and then you got the Mother of Swords and the Empress, though. So this is like the doubt card. Somebody's uprooted from some situations. They're being very rude. Or the Six of Cups is like, all right, okay, well, I'm good. I made peace with my life. I'm good. I don't want to reminisce. I'm this, da 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 da. So it's like somebody that's very short, sweet with somebody and just cutting them off, though. Because I will say that, though, it's kind of like somebody's emotionally driven with going back towards the past. And somebody's like low key kind of selfish, though. I will say that. So somebody's like very fucking selfish. I will say that. And the Mother of Swords is out and it's being round. As I say, when the Queen of Swords energy come out, it could be a very rambunctious energy, though. So it does seem like here somebody was fluctuating and trying to figure out what it is that they need to do. The Devil card also can talk about substance abuse, stronghold, it could be trauma based, trauma bonds, soul ties, all those different types of things like being tethered. It could be addictions. It could be sexual type card. It could be the stronghold. Like I said, that a lot of y'all got to stop fucking y'all baby daddies. Then be getting mad when you get in a relationship. Because look at that Seven of Swords there. As I go on to the relationship aspects. And then you got the Ten of Swords, which is overkill. And then you got the Nine of Cups. Somebody get mad, go too far. And then we get the Empress. And then get mad when somebody say, fuck this shit. And they uproot the whole thing. I said it's just weird because it goes back to the truth. Chop that Ten of Swords in half. Wait a minute. Then we go back to the Three of Swords because I told you Three of Swords could be somebody that gives unwarranted criticism. Like it really is. It's kind of like, did I ask you? Like I told y'all, I don't know why I've been saying that, but like a lot of people been having to tell a lot of people, could you chill out? Could you chill out though? Could you chill out? Like a lot of people been having to tell, like a lot. I've been telling a lot of people to tell people that just chill out. Because you got the Four of Swords energy going. I tell you, when I see the Four of Swords, this is like hanging something over somebody's head, though. This is like the purity, the innocence, or whatever the case may be. It could be a child, ideally, though, that's into play. For some of y'all, though, I kind of feel like dealing with those aspects when it comes to children or relationships, though, I kind of feel like the Ten of Swords where the relationship just necessarily just end bad, though. Ten of Swords is like bad mouthing, martyrdom, shit's just over or whatever the case may be, where it's kind of like like too many irons in the fire, the Nine of Wands, where somebody's a serial dater and they put the interest here, they put it here, and they put it here. And then it's kind of like, oh, well, I'm left with you. Let's make this work. And it's kind of like, no. So that's why I said, for some of y'all coming to a truth about that person or whatever the case may be. Yeah. You really are, or whatever the case may be. And it looked like I got some kids or something involved too. I will say that though. But when that Five of Pentacles come out, I do say drink more water though, because that's like feeling dehydrated though, or whatever the case may be. That's like being dehydrated though, because I tell you I haven't tapped into somebody though, and they finna get ready to get cut off when I think about that though. It really is. You don't even know it. Other than that though, I say drink more water, like substances, situations. So you know, as many blunts you smoke, that's how much water you should consume. Yeah. So as many blunts you smoke, that's how much water you need in your body, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, so that's why I said whatever substances, whatever you use, and make sure that you hydrating or whatever the case may be. It's okay to look up. I would say that though, it's okay to look up and be truthful though. Like look on the bottom of this dick. That's what I said. But yeah, before I split, I breaches in the hangman or whatever the case may be. Yeah, so that's what I gotta say. Other than that, though, in a relationship, single type aspects, looks like you probably dealing with some baby daddy, baby mama drama, or whatever the case may be. Seems like if you dating a dude or whatever the case may be, or some feminine. I said singles. It looks like somebody just playing around a lot, like somebody trying to put their feelers out, and you have expectations of what it is that you want. You getting them though. Kind of feel like I don't know. I don't know. I kind of feel like somebody's like, yeah, I'm trying to get you into this. Yeah, you just like, no. So it's that type of energy. I don't know. I said, I don't know. I don't know. But it feels like some baby daddy, baby mom drama where someone's like, no. Like that type of bullshit. It's like, nothing new, nothing changed. Same old, same old. All right, okay, let's get to this. I mean, people in relationships. So I'm trying to make it sweet and simple. The messages. Two of Pentacles. Ooh. Let's see what's going on. I'm trying to bend them up. Okay, let's see what's going on. Let's see what is going on. What's going on? Do I want this? Yeah, I'll take it. You got the Magician and the Six of Wands. I don't like that. And the Ace of Swords. I don't like the Magician though, because I told you lately it's been a lot of weird shit. You got Two of Cups and the Hangman. Yeah, I said that though. You got the Temperance and the Hierophant. I said that though. I said that to be exact. Reason why I didn't like it. You got the Knight of Wands and you got the Moon. You got the Ace of Cups here. Let's go. Seven of Cups. Oh man. My bad. I'm sorry I came in my room. Okay, yeah. Back to where we was at though. Other than that, though, I said overall for the people in relationship, we got the Ten of Swords reversed. And the Swords, I tell you, that's like a new beginning after the endings or whatever the case may be. It's kind of like, okay, all right, this happened, da 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 da. Getting to the bottom of the truth or whatever the case may be. So I kind of feel like that. That's kind of like getting over the fucking hump. But the first time is you got the Magician though. I don't like that. You got Two of Cups and the Hangman though. Because the Magician could be a style of if you were single and you're like trickling into the relationship aspect when that was you. The Hangman could be like tying up loose ends. Somebody needs to tie up loose ends, and it's kind of like being clear. If you're the Magician and you're trying to manifest and call in energy, I would say the Hangman is kind of like, okay, it's like paying attention to the details, but it's knowing necessarily like what they need to cut off to necessarily move forward to be in a relationship. The Six of Wands or whatever the case may be, I told you I don't like the energy with the Temperance and the Hierophant, and you have the Fool here. Six of Wands, it could be a hidden type energy or whatever the case may be, like things that's not necessarily seen to your eyes. But it's kind of like wanting peace. I told you though, so if y'all in a relationship and you was on the single side or whatever the case may be, it's kind of like two people that's kind of like, okay, well, can we make this work ideally though? I'm trying to be on the same page. Woo. You trying to be on the same page or whatever the case may be, because it's kind of like maybe you're trying to move forward towards a marriage or you're in a marriage and you want like a peaceful state at this point though. The Six of Wands is where you kind of can feel like you're not seen. It doesn't always have to be when it comes to the VIP status. It can be like two people necessarily not seeing eye to eye, so it kind of feel like you're not being heard in those type of moments though. So I will say that though, for some of y'all, this could be the things that comes up, communication styles of marriage or situations though. Because you have an Ace of Swords, a new truth and communication comes in with the Knight of Wands, with the Moon, and you also have the Ace of Cups. I want to see what comes after that though, because the Nine of Wands, like this could be if you're trying to move forward, because you got a new Aces though, and like I said, watch those new beginnings, especially if you're in a hangman position. So where a lot of times people are like, okay, well I'm gonna do right, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, but it's kind of like if we didn't work separately on our issues, why are we moving forward towards in a relationship? Okay, I know where I fucked up, I know where you fucked up, and we want to maintain some style of a relationship or healthy co-parenting or whatever the case it is. It's kind of like whatever the case may be. It's kind of like what is it can I do? Like what is it that I need in this moment to do? Like that's down here. You got Page of Cups. I said that though. I ain't like that. I told you that's why I ain't like that though. Some very dishonest energy though. Six of Swords though for some of y'all though. For some of y'all though, just like going back with a relationship or a person though, I don't know why I don't like this magician in this deck though. I don't like this magician though. Somebody could be going through one. Ace of Pentacles. Reverse or utilizing the styles of magic to be get over certain things though. You got Eight of Cups, so I don't like it though. Didn't I just say that though? I don't like it though. Page of Cups reverse and the Six of Swords though, that's kind of like some dishonesty and some truth. It's kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, like you miss somebody, but you love them. You want to go back, but you didn't take the time. Like we know what broke us up. We know, ideally though, or we're starting back over. We're trying to get in that position though. But okay, I'm gonna be dishonest. I'm gonna half-ass lie to you. I'm gonna tell you what the fuck you want to hear, because that's the Page of Cups energy. So we can get back on good footing. And then we in the Eight of Coins and the Eight of Cups. And like you start over and like you get the Six of Swords where you think you have some clarity, but you don't because somebody is not being honest in the Page of Cups energy. Even if it's like a relationship type spat, somebody doesn't pay attention, somebody's not putting in the work, and then bam, when that failed, we go back to the Eight of Cups to where we're attached to the past. You take your part and I take my part, and we back at the damn Ten of Swords energy to where, okay, I know what the issue is, but what am I doing to necessarily move forward though? That's why I said it. It's like that energy. It's weird. It's weird. You got Five of Wands. I said that though. Well, that's good though. Five of Wands. You got Seven of Wands, and I like that though. They'll put you into Two of Wands though, so we'll see what comes out. I like that though. Because it's like, okay, I don't want to argue. Da 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 da. We got the Lovers in the um, the Five of Wands with the Seven of Wands, the Lovers, and the Death energy suggests to me that it is. It's like I don't want to argue, but at the same time, the Seven of Wands though, it's kind of like I told you, it's kind of like the emotional. It's like if it's uncertainties or doubts or whatever the case may be, because Six of Wands can be like enemies and people who speak in your ear and who say this, like being all in a relationship type aspect or whatever. Before you get the chance to like move forward or whatever, the idea of like who are you listening to before you necessarily move forward. And a lot of people don't clear that out before they get in relationships. So they like in a relationship where they're going through spat. So it kind of feels like, I don't know. I'm having jitters. I kind of don't like you know what I'm saying. That lack of honesty in those moments, even if it don't have to deal with infidelity or just those things, it's kind of like how do we start over when it's like we're not being truth or we're not being the aspect or the epitome of love. So that's why I said that's that. You got the Devil and the King of Swords reverse. I like this stuff because it was upright. Um, King of Swords, I tell you, that's a very logical person. That's very clear. That's like a very clear-headed person where it's making like executive decisions that is like necessarily needed at the time. So for some of y'all though, This could be going through like divorce type spats, ending a situation where you kind of like, okay, I'm done, da 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 da. I really don't care about none of this. Let's just get it done. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the love been gone. I'm moving forward. I'm trying to go through some type of legal type case. Bam. For some though, the lack of emotional honesty or jitters, or even if you're getting married or marriage is coming up, like prenups and shit like that. Understanding though, because it's kind of like, for some people, I don't want to do prenups. For some people, it's kind of like, yeah, because it's kind of like, yeah, you get what I'm saying? Like, discovering that. So it's kind of like that coming up. So it's kind of like, I need that into play because of the idea, like, if shit goes bad, I want to make sure that me, the kids, all that's like safe. Not necessarily like pre-jinxing, but that's like covered, like that's covering the bases instead of just being resistant and saying, well, no, we together, we can just walk away. This is like, no, like coveting to where like that, if it's business ties together, that's like slicing shit down the middle to where you easier to say like, okay, well, we do business, we need to do this. Like, that puts you in a level-headed position to where you able to necessarily be able to move forward. You got the King of Wands and the Three of Swords though. For some of y'all that's going through a divorce, this King of Wands could be a very person that is like the King of Swords versus the King of Wands. So it's like two different people. So it's somebody who's logical, and then you got somebody who seeks in a space up to where it's kind of temperamental or whatever the case may be. And the Three of Swords could be a very venomous style of an energy though. So it's kind of like hurt, pain, resentment. It's a scared, because I tell you the spider speaks of the shadow, but I tell you the spider only defends itself or go into a defensive type state because it is scared of you. So it feels like it has to protect itself. So I would say that though. All right, we got the Two of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, the Knight of Swords, and the Ace of Wands. For some of y'all, though, I kind of feel like if this like some separation or two people being on the same page. Did we get anybody else out here? No, we didn't. The Two of Cups, the Queen of Wands, and the Knight and the Ace of Swords, though. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's two different people on the same page. Two of Pentacles, they could be losing resources or assets or whatever the case may be. The Queen of Wands versus the Knight and the Ace of Wands. So it's kind of like not wanting to move forward or whatever the case may be. So it's kind of like some resisting of somebody saying, I don't want to move forward. And it's kind of like somebody's losing out on something. And it's kind of like it's bringing out the worst in somebody. So I kind of feel like if you are in a relationship, you're going through a divorce, I kind of feel like it's like, oh, well, I don't want to leave you. I'm gonna be with you. It's like that style of energy, like somebody trying to give it another go because they know they finna take like a hit. For some of y'all though, I kind of feel like it's the conversation of coming up, like, well, what are we gonna do about divorce? Are we gonna do prenups? Da, 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 like this style. For some of y'all, it's like, for some of y'all, I kind of feel like it's like this. Somebody isn't really necessarily being able to move forward. On the latter, I kind of feel like if it's the relationship, some of y'all hit a pivotal point where it's like somebody uncomfortable talking about certain things, and somebody's like unresistant. And it's like, I know, and it's kind of like caught because the Ace of Wands could be like stuck, stagnant. It's like the, oh yeah, okay, but it's like, You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like somebody's not comfortable because you got Three of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, and the Knight of Cups. That's what it's hard to compromise. It's kind of like somebody who's like, It's just the clarity and maturity. Because I tell you, the Two of Pentacles aren't upright. The Two of Pentacles, I tell you, that's more of a juggling, that's doing too much, throwing the balls up in the air. Okay, we're going to catch them. And it's kind of like you see them walk off, and it's kind of like, oh, no. No, see, this is not gonna work for me. Like, that's why I be telling people to watch it in the like phase or whatever the case may be. The like phase tell you a lot about a person, that you ignore those red flags instead of you get 1, 2, 3 years in and then you complain about what the fuck going on. And it's kind of like, and then when marriage comes up and it's like that's the issue that's limiting you when it comes from fears and insecurities, but it's also getting it out of the way. You got the Three of Pentacles and the Four of Swords. That's why it's just like the uncompromising style of energy where it's like, nah, or whatever the case may be. Like, nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm good. And I tell you, the Four of Swords is an energy of stress, strife, worry, fears, anxieties, like those different types of things. All right, okay. Yeah, 34. We gotta hurry up and wrap this up. Ooh, I like the Two of Wands. We got Hermit though. I tell you, that's a fear-based card that's going on right now. It could be retraction though, going within. You got Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, and the Two of Wands. And I say somebody was scared and being defensive. Scared and being defensive. Scared and being defensive though. I would say that though. Because independence, Nine of Wands, that's standing your ground. That's wounded warrior. That's somebody who was wounded. Two of Wands, that's like making the decision. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. We got a Tower. Ooh, we got the Queen of Cups reversed. Ooh, we got the Queen of Pentacles. We got the Judgment. Ooh, we got the Eight of Swords. And we got the Page of Swords. And we got the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is just like you hear me say, this is like, yo. Like if this is like separation, this is like where before like it goes into the marriages or the aspects of these different types of things. So it's kind of like, I don't know, this is like the division of the household. For some of y'all, this could be remaking, remodeling, moving in those aspects because you got a lot of wands. The Page of Swords though, this could be and the Four of Wands could be the lack of teamwork, the lack of boundaries, because the Page of Swords is a very I don't know, so it speaks without knowing or whatever the case may be. It can feed off fear, it can feed off gossip, it can do those different types of things. You got an Eight of Swords. This is mental freedom or clarity. Then you got the Judgment here, where I told you completing the well done, the finishing touch. Some of y'all are waiting on some sort of judgment. Then you got Queen of Coins, where you walk away healed with your bag or not. Then you got the Queen of Cups, which is reverse. Hurt or not, you still get your bag. And then you got the Tower, though. So that's why I said that they're the Tower versus the Queen of Cups. But I kind of feel like if it's a relationship, though, some of y'all into this polygamy shit. Because you got the Queen of Cups versus the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. And I feel like the Wands is a masculine. The Cups is you for your energy. And this Queen of Pentacles could be another person, or they could be the earthly realm or another person. I don't know. That's why I said it's just two different people, though. But if it is, though, when people get into that three-way shit, nobody never makes sure that everybody has what it is that they need. So if it goes sour, because it can be a phase, it can just go away. Is it like a side bitch, a professional side bitch? You know what I'm saying? Like, anywho, but is it like a professional side bitch? Like, I'm just saying, I'm not trying to say this to scare the shit out of somebody else in this reading. But no, I said prenups and shit, that's cool if you're going through those type of situations. It's not saying like it carries some sort of doubt or uncertainty though, but it's kind of like somebody that's like in a position of trying to protect themselves if certain things goes awry. I think that's a lesson that anybody could necessarily learn. It's kind of like, okay, we separate. All right, okay, what am I getting for real? It's like, what am I gonna get for real, and not this bullshit of no, you know, I got you, I'm gonna love you. Like, what are we gonna get in for real? Because you know we got kids, we got kids. Like, shit's got to do what it's got to do with whatever the case may be. And I told you, like, if you got businesses or you working with your partner, that puts you in the state of where it's like, okay, we know how to separate business from personal. Period. Like, to where you done been down this rodeo or whatever the case may be, or moving forward, you know how to separate business and personal. Where it's kind of like, okay, well, now when we talk, now to talk, it's like healthy conversations to where you're separating. It's like, okay, well, we work, you get this much percent, da da da, we got to worry about that. So now when we go home, we ain't got to, I'm mad at you, you ain't do this, all that different types of things, or whatever the case may be. I will say that. I would say that though. Let's. Alright, okay, let's go. Wait a minute. All my life, I pray for someone night. Why the fuck is that in my head? It's one of y'all finna get married. And I, is that y'all win song? Thank God. Can I get on your computer? Can I not? The fuck? Can I get on your computer, Mommy? You'll never let me record no videos in your room. Let's get back on subject though. Yeah. But I said that's real though. Those avid questions. Like that's peace, that's surety, kids, all those things that come into play. It ain't like, no, you doubting us already before we get started. It's like, what? Nigga, no, shit happens. shit happens. Yeah. But other than that, though, like you hear me say, if it's just fierce relationship, but I kind of feel like, because it is time to release negativity and meditating contemplate, I kind of feel like it's at a point of with a partner where you know you're asking them certain things where they kind of just don't feel comfortable talking about. Or whatever the case may be, that's why I be telling people to go to counselors and therapists. So it's kind of like so they can get them warmed up enough so they can be able to. So it's not like they're delivering the message for you because a lot of people do that. Like you see that, like they'll go to the counselor, they'll talk to the counselor, and then they'll do all this type of shit. And they think that the counselor's supposed to relate, and it's kind of like, no, nigga, we called you here so you can say what you say. Like, so a lot of people don't do that. Though. So it's kind of like, yeah, say that for me, and it takes away that power from you having your own voice to be able to communicate it. So it keeps the relationship or a person in a state of fear. So on that note, y'all, let me get y'all some cards now. Oh god damn! Wait a minute, do I got something behind me? Whew. Girl, wait a minute. Oh, the first move. Be bold and make the first move. And like I said, if you got an excess on the return or coming back and shit a ride, if you was on the single side, be honest. Hell, don't be sitting there, okay, well, I love you. Be honest. The fuck? Because that shit builds resentment in the fucking relationship where the three of swords coming out. Prosperity lies ahead. Hold your fixed moon. Hold your vision. Fixed moon. You got the end of a tough cycle approaches and you and your loved ones are safe. I told y'all that a lot of people ain't gonna understand your concept of relationship or your style of marriage or your technique. Stop asking people who outgrew themselves. Not people who ain't never been married before. People ain't stop asking people questions that ain't outgrew themselves. You know, like when you get sick and tired of your own shit and you ready to make some shit change. So, what card are we going for? I don't know because none of these called out. Girl, wait a minute, one card I feel I kind of don't know. You got communication is key. I like that though. Your hard work is paying off. You got bring love into the situation and surrender to the divine. I like that though. We're gonna do that though. We're gonna do that though. So what the fuck I do with the card? Wait a minute. I gotta go get my book. Okay, I'm back. Get this English dollars. Get this talk. Hey, get this talk. I don't know why though. Just okay. The very word climax brings all sort of ideas and images to mind as agreed, but it really is the feeling of this card. Life is coming to a head and a point and a conclusion and a turning point. There may be some kind of change and possibly even some sort of emotional explosion. Tune into your emotions now. See what they're telling you. They're very likely close to the surface no matter when in the moon cycle you pull this card. Matters will soon conclude and you'll find out whether or not your wishes are going to come true. The odds are in your favor as this is a positive card. But you may need to work harder than usual to keep your cool as events unfold. I'm getting the answers I need. A wish you made is about to come true. It is a make or break time. There could be a sense of madness in the air. Breathe deep and stay calm. You may need to forgive someone to release some negative energy. It's time to let go of the past and move on. The full moon marks the climax of the lunar cycle, making this card something of a power card. The moon is often of the time when the answers are given to questions asked during the new moon. Pulling this card at any time in the lunar cycle suggests the answers will be coming your way before too long. Yeah, so all I got to say is on that single side, baby, it's messy. It's messy. If you went through a situation like that, please don't act oblivious or whatever the case may be. Sometimes you gotta play your part. Play your part. I'm just playing. But you gotta play your part though. I would say that though on that single side, it's messy though. For some of y'all though, it looks like you didn't know. For some of y'all, could be grudges that went into a new relationship though. I would say that though. It's like dating somebody though. Alright, okay. Bam, I'll get y'all one more. And then boom. Yes, Jesus loves me. All right, okay. Strength and endurance. I can go the distance and know that everything that everything occurs in divine appropriate timing. I have courage as I manifest miracles when I allow spirit to work through me. I'm strong enough to move mountains and overcome any obstacle inside or out. Ooh, there we go. Big four of wands. Where you at, girl? Damn. Wait a minute. Damn. All right, okay, wait a minute. A new creative phase of celebration, pleasure and harmony in relationships. Dancers have partners, singers have musicians, helping them create sweet music. I find others who are in sync with me and my desires. It is a time for celebrating my friendships and all that others bring into my life. A time for revelry and relishing the pleasures of being in good company, making magic together with others is the focus at this time. So I said, yeah, I had that four wands with voice reverse, and I told you that's like not working. Both of these cards were reversed. So it's kind of like not working together. I would say that though. But for singles, y'all got your hands tied on them when you opt to choose what it is that you want to do. Like I said, if you slept the video all the way through, if you still harboring resentment, pain, ill feelings, and all those different types of things, it's still on you to heal. Or whatever the case may be, healing will feel like this, where you feel like you're the martyr, but are you really the martyr though? Healing will make you feel like you're in some mental seclusion or just necessarily stuck. But you got the Nine of Cups over, you be like, well, I thought that shit was gonna work and it didn't. But look at that balance though. And then it puts you at the Four of Wands energy, to where you learn how to balance your own energy, to where you be more cognizant of the masculines or feminines that you date in your life, how you love, who you love, what you date, that you won't feel like you have to sacrifice so much so you can be what it is that you necessarily seek, or put yourself in a Queen of Wands position to where you always have to feel like you're competing or have to go against people for what it is that you want, or whatever the case may be. Because, like I said, it puts you in a space of a healthy type love. Ace of Cups. So other than that, though, water signs. That's all. Oh yeah, I'm gone though. Let me push my eyebrows up. I don't know. Let's go.